And just by you applying those 3 simple basic principles, not only are you going to avoid summer slowdown, but you're going to beat out the competition and start making more money in your business. A really nice jacket by the brand Cabby. It is 100% merino wool, size large, and this sold for $29 plus shipping, and it was listed about 2 weeks ago. Here's a pair of True Religion men's jeans. These were listed about 9 months ago, and they sold on a best offer of $16.50 plus shipping. This is a Nike Montana Grizzlies jacket. It is a size 2XL. I just listed this last week, and it sold for $25 plus shipping. All right, we got 98 orders going out on eBay, totaling just over $2,000 in sales. And then we have another couple sales on Poshmark for 160 in sales. So let's get to pulling these orders to find out what's sold. This is a pair of linen pants by the brand Cut Loose. These were listed about 7-8 months ago, and they sold on a best offer of $18 plus shipping. All right, next thing sold was this Calphalon stir fry pan. This came from the storage unit buyout a couple years ago, and it sold for $15 plus shipping. Obviously something I don't normally sell, but nice to see it sell regardless. All right, I picked these up at the Goodwill bins. These are some Torrid sleep sweatpants. Nothing too special here other than they listed about a month ago and they sold for full price of $17.95 plus shipping. So I want to be going over today with you 3 practical steps that you could take to help unleash your potential as a reseller. So I had to take some notes last night because I was going over, if I was starting brand new as a reseller, what are some things that I wish I put in place immediately from the get-go? This is to help you grow your business and to help avoid summer slowdown. So the first point and tip was to initiate change in your business. If you do not like the results of your reselling business, then you're going to need to change something in that business to get a different outcome. And see, avoiding change is just inevitable. You cannot avoid it. There's 2 things that are constant in this world. That is time and that is change. So if you're going to be an agent of change, that means you need to initiate the change that you want to see in your business. You never want to be a victim of change and be having change happen to you. And there's a lot of change going on in the world, not just in the world of reselling. And you're probably wondering, well, how do I avoid change? Well, how does that work? Planning is mankind's proactive approach to change. So if you have no plan, then you're planning to fail. You got to have a plan. So how are you planning to change your business? How do you want your business to work? If you're not getting the results that you want right now for all the effort that you put in, things need to change. Otherwise, you're going to get the same result that you've been getting over and over and over again. And see, for me, just 6 months ago, I started to relook at my business from a 30,000 foot point of view and get the big picture. And I knew that I was slowly starting to become a victim of change and letting change happen to me, but I was not okay with that. Then I made changes from going to 50 listings a day to 20 listings a day. I wanted to be able to take back control in my business, to be able to get different results. And you could see, fast forward 4-6 months later, we're up 20-30% month over month. We're selling 1,000 items in a month where we were selling 350 to 500. So I had to initiate change to get different results. So do you want to be an agent of change and change your business, or do you just want to let change happen to you? That's your decision. You can see by initiating change, we had a great month. 17,300 in sales just on eBay, and then another 700-800 on Poshmark, and our net was up almost 50%. This happened because I had to make a change. If I didn't change, I would not see these type of results. Just listed about 4 months ago, these are some women's distressed Aeropostale baggy jeans. These sold not for a ton of money, $12 plus shipping. I've been enjoying more and more picking up style-based items from the bins. Low cost of goods, and if you're on trend and picking up things that are trending, they're gonna sell. You just gotta make sure you have the right keywords. So this is just a Cascade Blues vintage pleated ruffle Western shirt. It has these floral embroideries on it. And this was a nice quick sale. I listed this about 2 weeks ago and it didn't sell for a ton of money, but still $16 plus shipping. I'm loving it. So this was a nice quick flip. If you could figure out while you're at the bins what styles are trending, follow some Instagram pages on the current styles and start not only sourcing what popular brands are, but sourcing towards trending styles. So if you can add that to your sourcing method, it's really going to help you increase sales. It's also going to help you be more effective as a sourcer. So I picked these up, listed them a day ago, and they sold for full price of $24.95 plus shipping. So if you're just looking to add another brand to your repertoire and you find Dickies, workwear, carpenter pants, black ones I think perform a little bit better, you know, pick them up, especially if they're just a couple dollars. So this was a nice quick flip, and I was surprised to see them sell as fast as they did. This is a type of item that you could possibly pick up with stains and holes and still sell it because it is considered workwear. So we had these women's Levi's cutoff shorts, size 32, sold for full price for $19.95 plus shipping, and these had been listed for about 3 to 4 months. So getting into step number 2 to help you beat summer slowdown and to start making more money in your business is look at your input versus your output. Your results are directly related to your input. So what are you inputting in your business? How many days sourcing are you going out a week? How many listings are you putting up in your business? All of this matters and is directly correlated to the output and the money that is going into your bank account on a daily or a weekly basis. So let's talk about the competition a little bit and how you can be a top reseller just by focusing on being better. And this has to do with most resellers, not you, but others, are just not working hard enough or smart enough to get the results that they want. And this has to do with you becoming a better reseller to have better results than other people that aren't trying to become better. You know, working on yourself is one of the hardest things that you can do. People will work harder on their job than they do on themselves and then wonder why they aren't making enough money or more money. You got to focus on becoming a better reseller, a better person, and those outputs, the results that you're looking for, are going to be a natural result of you becoming better. And if you look at the reselling niche as a whole, it's like what, 80–90% of resellers on eBay fail to even make $2,000 in sales a month. So I know you are much more capable of that just by doing a little bit extra by working on yourself to get the results that you want. Selling a lot more football related gear lately and a lot more college stuff. I picked this up year round and I'm starting to see these things start flying off the shelf. This is just an Arizona Cardinals NFL jacket, simple, size large, even had a stain on it, and it was listed a month ago and it sold for $15 plus shipping. So if you're looking to add another niche into your clothing reselling space, start picking up NCAA stuff, good teams, and NFL stuff, good teams as well, even though the Cardinals aren't that good. But try to stick with the better teams that are more trendy and popular. Just had a combined order of 12 items sell. We got Calvin Klein, Indigo Palms, some Kenneth Cole, just some button-up, size small, new tag shirts. These all came from the storage unit a couple years ago. And actually it was a combined order that they paid shipping on each item. They didn't say anything. So it's $53 total, well, for the items, and then the shipping was $82.50. So unless they contact me about combined shipping, I'm just guessing that they are okay with paying the extra shipping, and unless they say something, then I will refund the shipping cost. But that was a nice bulk order there, just clearing out a lot of older SKUs, which is always nice to see. I've been phasing out of women's clothing in general. I pick up a lot less nowadays for my eBay business, but whenever I see the brand Judy Blue, kind of do a little dance at the thrift store, because I feel like a lot of resellers pass up this brand where I live, and it kind of shocks me. I find this brand on a weekly basis, and these are just some simple Judy Blue jeans. These are like a boyfriend cut, size 11, and they were listed about a couple weeks ago, and they sold for full price of $39.95. So a really nice quick flip here. This is a women's Tommy Bahama sweatpants, size extra large, listed 2 months ago, and they sold on a best offer of $10 plus shipping. So I always like to keep y'all up to date with what's going on in my personal life, what's going on with the channel, and just sharing you the journey of life. And we just got back from a weekend birthday trip to the beach, gave us some time to reflect on how we see our future and planning in our business. And for those who don't know, my wife suffered a whiplash injury about 13 years ago in a major car accident. It's really hindered her overall well-being and quality of life. But now we have found an actual diagnosis 13 years later, and we are so thankful, and what a blessing. But we're looking for other ways to make money, and more specifically in reselling. So that got us thinking to really give a full shot at trying Whatnot. Being able to source quality inventory and be able to sell it at cost to you or to whoever wants to come and support. So I put a link down below if you want to follow us and bookmark our show on Whatnot. And it's really going to help fast track that procedure that we're going to need. We're going to need several, and all the proceeds from Whatnot and selling on Whatnot are going to go directly towards getting my wife these surgeries and procedures that she needs. It's going to be probably around $60,000. It's not covered by insurance, no. And it's basically going to help her first vertebrae in her neck actually stay in place. It keeps slipping out, therefore causing a lot of major injuries and stress-related, things. But I don't want to go, too much into the actual diagnosis, but I really wanted to share that with you because if you're looking for inventory to resell or even to wear, I'm going to be giving everything away that you see in these what sold videos, in these thrift hauls, for $3, sudden death. And we're going to be running probably one show a week to start and then ramping up slowly from there. I wanted to make sure that I had access to quality inventory before I even started on Whatnot. I'm not going to be putting junk in the show. I want to actually sell Viore, Lululemon, Carhartt, all the top brands, Patagonia, Patagucci, whatever, to be able to just get them back to you. If I can find them, then why not sell them on Whatnot? So I want to be able to track that journey along with you guys. Our first show is next Friday if you want to bookmark that. And like I said, all the money is going to go towards saving up for these procedures and being able to get those done and get my wife the help that she needs. So we'll see you there. And I guess I should mention what the diagnosis is. It's called CCI, cranial cervical instability, where your C1 gets off-shifted just slightly through a high impact injury. It really causes a lot of problems. And basically the help that she needs is only found in one place in Colorado. So we're really thankful that we got a diagnosis because we just kept doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So getting this diagnosis about a year ago, it's enabled us to have a plan to move forward and put some things in place to be able to achieve, going forward and getting these procedures. This is just a plain J. Jill shirt, size 1X. It is Pima cotton and it is plus size, so that's probably the only two things going for it. But this was a Goodwill Bins find and it actually sold relatively quickly within a couple weeks for $13.45 plus shipping. This is just a Lacoste polo. I find that this brand at my local thrifts and Goodwill Bins is often faked. So you need to look at the little crocodile and look closely and see if the stitching is on point. If it's on point and it looks good, make sure you double check the tag. You have an authentic one. So this is a common brand that I find, but 9 times out of 10, it's a fake one. So here's a real one that sold for $19 plus shipping, and it's sold within about 3 months. Here is a pair of new at tag Levi's 541 chino pants. Pretty nice. Tapered chinos, just some regular pants, nothing too special. These sold on a best offer of $21 plus shipping, and they sold within a couple weeks. Here are some women's Eddie Bauer jeans. These were actually returned once before. I just relisted them, and they sold within a week. After relisting, these are size 14 tall, and they sold for $17.95 plus shipping. And these are some Carhartt nurse scrubs that were listed about 6-7 months ago, and they sold on a best offer of $15 plus shipping. They're actually a men's 2XL green Carhartt scrubs. Been picking up a lot of LL Bean flannels lately, especially if they're an extra large or greater. And this was just listed a couple weeks ago, and it is a chamois LL Bean flannel size 2XL, sold on a best offer of $18 plus shipping. So I want to get into the third basic principle of you beating the competition, avoiding summer slowdown, and how you can become a better reseller. So I do a good bit of store reviews, a good bit of coaching calls every week, and I would say the number one outlier on the reason why they aren't getting sales is they're not taking advantage of all of what eBay has to offer. And what I mean by that is not using the markdown sales, not using the coupons that eBay gives you, not using a strategy on how to get rid of old inventory, changing titles, doing all the things necessary to stay active in your store and to also give the best deal possible to the end consumer. So I say to you, if you're struggling with eBay sales right now and you're struggling to get the momentum built up in your store, have you done any of these things? Have you run a daily coupon? Do you have a markdown strategy with items that are maybe over 90 days old? Do you start marking them down in the Markdown Manager? Do you run off-site ads, external traffic paid to your store? If the return on ad spend is worth it, then maybe that's something to consider to look into. And then of course, picking up quality products is going to be the biggest one there. But doing that in conjunction with some type of strategy, all of them, try them all. Try offering free returns, try doing promoted listings. You'd be surprised, by just promoting your items, you're gonna get more traffic, thus leading to more sales. So I see time and time again, people struggling with sales and they don't have a coupon, they don't have a markdown sale, they don't have promoted listings because they're scared to give up some of the money to make more of the money. And that is just a bad mindset to have all around. I too was guilty of this when I first started. I wanted to spend as little money as possible to get the most back in return. And if you're trying to do this full time, I would suggest trying to run a little bit more of a balanced operation where you can have some volume and you can have some quality items that you hold out for more of the money. But try it, you can always go back. Do all the stops. If you're wanting to avoid summer slowdown and be a better reseller to outdo the competition, you're gonna need to do what the competition is doing and start applying some of those strategies if your margins allow. Here are some Adriana Goldsmeed men's chino pants. These were listed a month ago, and these are, what model is it? It is the Everett. So the Everett Slim men's pants, size 35, 32, listed and sold pretty quick for $30 plus shipping. This is a men's Mountain Hardwear soft shell jacket. The model is the Conduit model, and these have a really good sell-through rate and generally sell between $30 and $60. In this case, this sold for $30 plus shipping, and it was just listed within a month ago. So that was a nice quick flip. If you guys are wanting that extra help of how to get better as a reseller and how to go full-on beast mode in your business, you can check out linked below where we do have a free group with like-minded people trying to get better, trying to grow positive mindset, and try just to become better people. Being in a community that have like-minded goals and beliefs is a huge way for you to level up. So it's free. 100%. We do weekly master classes, we do Q&A, and I'm there to answer any questions that you may have. This is a great size men's vintage Pendleton button-up shirt, 100% wool, made in USA. It even had a stain or two on the arm, which I just noted in the condition description, but this was sold in one day for $40 plus shipping. So that was a nice quick flip. Most thrift stores price this up, but if it's in a good size and has no holes mainly, it can generally sell between $30 and $60. Some obviously go for more, but that's usually what I price mine at. So yeah, that was a nice quick sale. Some vintage women's Ralph Lauren chino pants. These are 100% wool and they are lined. I believe they're a size 8, so not a terrible size. These sold pretty quick, under a month, and they sold for $20 plus shipping. Picked up a couple new pairs of these Air Force cargo pants, all new with tags. I bought about 6, 8, 10 of them just a couple weeks ago, and this one sold for $20 plus shipping. Sold this messenger bag, camouflage and lined. by the brand Gravis. This sold for $11.24 plus shipping. This was a storage unit item, sold within probably 2 years. I don't know when exactly I listed it, but still nice to see things still selling. Here is a pair of Bonobos jeans. This is the white oak cone denim, so a little bit nicer, a little bit more value. Listed these last week and actually took a best offer of $15 plus shipping. This is an Ermenegildo Zegna polo that was listed about a month or two ago, and it sold for $30 plus shipping. To recap on how you can become a better reseller and outdo the competition and go full on beast mode is: number one, be open to change and not be a victim of change, but initiate the change that you want to see in your business. Be proactive and make a plan. Number two was also to look at your inputs and then look at your outputs, and then focus on input, and then the output will be the result of your input. So focus on what you're putting in your store. How many listings are you doing a day? How many sourcing trips are you doing a week? And focus on the input and get better as a person, and you're gonna have a directly correlated output as your result. So focus on inputs and outputs. And number three, which is very basic, but what I've seen over the last few months with talking with people, is just doing everything that eBay has to offer. That's promoted listings, offsite ads, discounting prices through markdown sales, running coupons, and then of course picking up the best items that you possibly can in the first place is greatly going to help. But by doing all three of those things, you're going to be ahead of the competition. You're going to be on the path and track to becoming a better reseller. And if you need help with any of those things, check out link down below. We have a lot of free resources, and it's 114 degrees in here, so I'm going to go jump in a swimming pool. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.